Welcome to the Council of Reeds, where comic books are the only things that matter. I'm Dylan, joined as always by Jason.
How's it going?
Nitin.
Hey, hey.
Fomi.
Hey, hey, hey.
And Dave.
My movie script got canned again.
What movie script?
It's pretty much Ghost Ship, but with children in playgrounds.
Cool.
So, is it anything like Ghost Ship at all if there's no ship involved?
I haven't got that far. That's probably why it got rejected.
There's no story, Dave. It's just you killing kids.
There's a good comic on that, though.
What? What?
Something's killing the children.
I don't know. Okay.
If you say so.
If you
Ignore
say
Dave,
so.
people, ladies and gentlemen.
Ignore me. I'm going
General word of
insane.
advice, don't listen to Dave.
And don't go near the park when he's there.
Not with your kids, anyway.
Jesus.
All right. Our featured comics this week are I Am Batman and Primordial. We also got some fresh new Marvel Legends figures, checked out a very surprising new He-Man and Masters of the Universe cartoon, the latest What If, and Nitin's film Flashback Legend. So let's kick it off the comics. Are we going to talk about Primordial first?
Primordial it is. This was really good.
Yeah.
So without getting into too much details spoiler wise, it's like an alternate history space race setting. So set in the early 60s. America, or everyone had given up the space race when the monkeys disappeared.
The monkeys and the dog that the
Yep.
Russians put
Yep.
up.
Sputnik 2.
Yep. So a dude gets brought in to dismantle all their stuff and see what's repurposable for the military, and then stuff goes from there.
Finds out some very interesting information.
Mm.
He was a bit of an avid space watcher, so knew some details that probably other people wouldn't have known, and noticed some irregularities, and it goes on from there. There's a beautiful double splash Pink Floyd homage.
Yes,
that
yes.
everyone's
You're
going to
liking that
enjoy.
one.
But the art, look, I'll be honest, I've got a bit of a hard on for Jeff Lemire recently. His work is ridiculous. Just don't read any of the I saw that and wanted to share it to the group straight away. I went, well, hang on a minute. That whole double page gives away exactly the plot of this whole book.
Yeah.
So you literally don't need to. The book is still amazing and the art is spectacular, but literally that double page splash will give you everything that's going on in this book so far. And it's great. I really am intrigued. Actually more by this than I am with May's book at the moment.
Absolutely.
Maybe because I'm a bit of a I don't know. This style of story just really gets me, and I just love this. What's been fabricated, what's behind the scenes, and conspiracies are the greatest. So
You love your conspiracies.
Yeah. So it's going to be
There's a
really
tin
cool.
foil under that comic shop hat.
Yeah. It's wait and see, all right? It's not any backs. So the art, has anyone? Erik Sorrentino. What else has Sorrentino done? Because this is so different.
Heaps of difference. The thing that stands out to me was
Him and Lemire.
yeah, he did heaps with Lemire on Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Right.
New 52, and that was when the book actually got really good.
Yeah.
that
And then
was awesome.
they fired him for the TV writers, and then it went crap.
Yep.
Because the art style is like, it reminds me of a psychedelic Sean Phillips.
Yes.
Like it's very
That's up.
well, it's better, don't get me wrong, but that style, the coloring and everything, but then
Heavy blacks and darkness.
Yeah, very much so. But it's amazing. It's everything I wanted when I first saw this book in previews. This is everything I wanted out of it. So yeah, really happy. Definitely book of the week. Book of the week. Besides my trade of the week, but book of the week.
Yeah, very good
for sure.
It's still very different for Sorrentino. It doesn't really look like the rest of his stuff.
I think that's more the Dave Stewart coloring in there.
It's just not as it's more traditional than his usual stuff, say. Less scratchy and abstract. You know, like
I'd say
Green
this
Arrow
is maybe
stuff.
more abstract.
No.
I'd say it's rough.
I wouldn't say rough.
Green Arrow's heaps rougher,
No,
right?
Yeah,
Right.
he's usually got more thinner lines and stuff going on.
Bit more
and,
edgy.
Since you don't have a background going on, Nitin, show the double page with the monkey face.
Oh, that was
yeah.
great.
that is just like it's just so deep, and there's a lot of information, but it's still it just flow. It's not a quick read. It's close to the middle.
There we go.
It's just so different. Like it's just
Nice.
because it's such a different story. It throws such a different way of telling that story at you through the paneling and through the art. It's excellent. I cannot talk this book up enough. I'll buy every issue and the trade. So,
Didn't realize this is alternate future until I saw like Nixon is president and he
Yeah.
Yeah, me
beat
neither.
Kennedy. I'm like,
Yeah.
hold on a second.
That was
Go
good.
back and have a look. Oh, it's alternate. I get it.
I didn't realize it was alternate until Jay said it about 3 minutes ago. So that's even better.
Got
Yeah,
plenty.
all I really knew was it was about the animals
Yeah.
that we sent into space
Yep.
because animals.
Well, don't come back and tell stories.
Planet of the Apes vibe.
Sure.
Like in The Simpsons, where it's like they came back all really
Yeah.
smart. Like,
it's
no,
essentially
we
just
won't do
that. This book, right? It's-
Yes.
So good.
Yeah, it's weird because it's great, and there's nothing really else you can compare it to. And we are
No.
comparing to like May's book, but that's totally different. Like,
Mm.
They're two different books.
Yeah.
Totally.
like
They're
the
both good.
process, the process of the story, like in storytelling, sort of is similar, but apart from that, it's completely different.
Yeah.
So
Because yeah, May's book was great, but I probably enjoyed this more. Maybe because May's book is so bleak.
Yeah, it's so down. I like.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
May's book. I think it's going to
Yes.
be amazing, and it's going to be an amazing journey. But it's so dour.
Yes.
Where this is just so bright and crazy, and the story is can go anywhere.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Indeed, indeed.
That's the one.
buy it.
Yeah, buy it.
Well,
Right.
presently we might be out because we got short
Yes.
this week, but we have been confirmed for the replacements coming in.
It's a
probably
cool
soon.
variant too.
And then buy it. Then buy it.
Yes, then buy
Yeah.
it. Yes,
Hmm.
highly recommend.
Definitely buy it.
Because we got a handful, but just not our full order, so they just sold out straight away.
Buy later. Buy later.
All right, second book of the week this week. I Am Batman. The next in the Fox Kid Batman stuff.
Yeah, so it's
So-
like future state.
Yep.
So it's set was like 6 or 8 years in the
8
future.
years, I want to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, so Bruce Wayne is no longer Batman. He's, for the most part, most people believe that he's dead. So, yeah, new Fox kid becomes Batman. And it's very interesting. You read this?
Yeah.
Anybody else read this?
Yeah, it's all
That was
right.
pretty good first issue.
Um,
So I've been a little lost.
Yeah.
well,
yeah.
yeah, I know nothing about Future State, and I didn't mind it. Some bits where he does, it's like he forgoes some of the gadgets, and it's like, I don't know if you should be doing that, especially if you're like Lucius Fox's son and have all this tech and
But isn't it? It's got to do with the magistrates and stuff, aren't they? Into all the tech and like they
yeah. See, I don't
can
know.
find you and all that. Like,
Yeah, I don't know
Not
much
exactly
about
sure
magic.
about it.
Granted, this is kind of like the third part in an
yes,
overarching thing because it started with Future State and then it's continued from Future State into like Next Batman or
Yep.
whatever that was
Second
called.
Son. Yep.
Yeah, Second Son. And then, yeah, so obviously we kind of just jumped in. It is a good jumping on point though, I feel.
How nice was the art, but
Copel?
yeah. Oh,
He's great.
this is some of his best stuff I've seen in a while. Everyone.
Yeah,
did
I
his
was really
art.
surprised
That was
to
good.
see
Who's the
him.
writer?
John Ridley?
Ridley? Yeah.
John Ridley. I think he's a screenwriter
Oh, okay.
before doing comics.
He's getting the Black Panther gig too, is he not?
Yes, he is.
That's why I really mainly wanted to try this to see, okay, so what's he got? Because yeah, Future State, I read some of the titles for the Batman one, I didn't. But this I was like, oh, Copia looks pretty. Yeah, let's see what Ridley's got. I thought it was a pretty good first issue. Just
Yeah,
the
pretty solid.
the way he talks. I'm like, nobody believes that's going to be Batman, right? Like he's talking to coppers, and you're like, no way, they think that's real
Yeah,
Batman,
because
right?
it's different. And
He talks
that's-
very different. Oh, like he just
Yeah, when he
He
goes
talks
up to
very
the kids,
street.
Yeah.
when he goes up to the kids, it's like, oh, okay, all
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Being very straight to the young kids. Geez, you sound
Yes.
old saying that.
I-
He's hip and jive, I'm telling you.
yes.
Yeah, he doesn't talk like a broody, depressed, like detective man.
Well,
Yeah.
He doesn't talk like a rich billionaire, white man. I think that's a key thing. Street might have been code, but
Urban.
yes, urban.
yes.
I wouldn't go that far. But I did like it actually. Alrighty, what did you read, Dave?
What else did I read? I read Kang #2.
I think we
Yeah,
all read Kang,
read
did we
that.
not?
Yeah, we did.
That was the last other thing that I read as
That was
well.
excellent.
Yep. Oh, it's great.
Wow.
And
It's
where
such a
where
good
it,
book.
yeah, where it ends up is even better.
Yes.
Like I love where it's headed to. I have a feeling it's like gonna be a time loop thing. Like it's just gonna go back to the start at the end of this, and like
Spoilers,
Oh, so
Joe.
like, do you
yeah.
think
So
young?
it's just it's a
gonna
speculation.
start fresh?
It's not.
No,
Yeah.
you reckon the Kang that takes him is that Kang?
Yeah, I reckon.
He's gonna become that Kang at the
Yeah,
end?
I reckon.
Yeah.
I reckon. Like that's a just speculation, but
I like it. It's
You can
if,
see
if,
it
if it
going
is,
that
it's
way.
not going to be a bad end
Yeah.
yeah.
because the story so far has been sensational the way he's done it.
Yes. And this one, oh man, like the whole Kang and multiple Kangs and the Mortis and Ramatut, I always thought it was a great idea. And having such a, you don't see Ramatut much, right? Like you see
No.
Kang and the Mortis, but
Yeah.
the Pharaoh thing forgotten more than anything. So that was cool to see such a heavy issue of that. And like the apocalypse stuff. And, like,
Yeah,
that was
man.
cool, man.
Oh,
Iron
Moon
Lad,
Knight-
him being Iron Lad.
Yes, the Moon
Yeah,
Knight
that
stuff.
was
The Moon
that was
Knight
surprising
stuff
to
is
me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Just tying all these different
Mm.
corners of the Marvel universe together in a way that it makes sense. It
What's the
doesn't
Iron
feel-
Lad bit? I missed that.
Iron
Where
Lad
have I
was
missed
one of
that?
the founding Young Avengers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so spoilers for Young Avengers, people. Marvel are gonna obviously do lots of them. All right, so Young Avengers starts, and it's like Hulkling's there to represent Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Asgardian, Wiccan was Asgardian at first. He was the Thor rep, whatever. So Iron Lad is an Iron Man from the future kid, but really he was the younger version of Kang from the future.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh, excellent.
that whole Young Avengers is excellent. I highly recommend that to anyone because they had Patriot as the Cap and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They all had the analogs, but then they were going along the time, sort of the way Avengers first introduced people. That's why Kate Bishop joins later as Hawkeye, and then Speed joins, who's the Quicksilver. But then the reveal that Asgardian ain't Asgardian, he's really Wiccan, and he's the Scarlet Witch's kid. And the Hulkling isn't actually the Hulk, he's the Captain Marvel analog sort of thing. Like it was very heavy on
Who wrote that?
floor. Alan Heinenberg,
Yeah.
Okay.
TV guy.
Yeah, okay.
He
The
was writing the
Lost-
OC at the time.
Was OC?
Oh wow.
Was it or was it
Yes.
No, no,
Grace?
Lyndon
or-
was
No,
lost.
OC because he had the kid was the comic geek and whatever.
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah.
I know,
Oh,
I only
yeah,
ever
yeah.
watched one episode when what's his name dressed up as Wonder Woman. That was like, I'll give that a look. Didn't watch a second episode because I seen what I needed. The show wasn't very good.
Love the art in this book.
Yes.
Especially that early Moon Knight Khonshu in Egypt. There's that double page spread that Nitin showed. I can't show it because my background. This showed before, and that flying Sphinx,
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
sensational.
Oh, you mean the Iron Lad one?
Yeah, that one. That was excellent.
No, the one.
There's,
Oh, it might be
there's
on
another
there as
page.
well.
Yeah, that one there with the
Yeah,
flying
that
Sphinx.
one,
Yeah,
yeah.
both. That's like not over the top
Yeah.
enough, personally.
Well,
Yeah, this artist is great.
Yes. Well, because he's the guy from what? Mech Strike? Is it
Mech Strike, yeah,
Yeah.
where he's been a bit should have been handed something better than that, honestly.
Yeah, well, clearly, like, he's going to just go up and up and up.
Because before
And
that, he did Invaders, and that
Yes.
was great. That was a great run of Invaders.
All right, while we're on Kang, let's jump ahead to Fantastic Four 35 this week.
Yep.
You read,
read
yes, yeah, that was a ripper.
This was
Double dose
excellent.
of Kang, or almost a quadruple, multiple, octuple dose
Yes.
of Kang.
Well, because it's FF35, but it doubles as the 60th anniversary of Fantastic Four. All right, Fomi, let us know what happened.
All right, so first book back for John Romita for Marvel for God knows how long,
Nice.
Yes.
and with everyone's favorite work that he did over in DC. I love John Romita,
Me too.
but
Cameron is the
when
best.
thing is it think people or objects are further in the background, they can really lose some scope and dimension and whatever the hell they're supposed to be. Because there's a couple of shots I sent to the boys that, look, Sue may have made her eyeballs invisible, but there's probably a good chance she didn't. Reed Richards, I don't think is from Canada and doesn't need to look like a Canadian South Park character at times.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
It was amazing. I was waiting for his head to start clapping. But so essentially what we've got here is a Kang story where they need to, there's a big machine that they've got that he has hidden in certain parts of the timeline, and all the different types of Kang that we were talking about before from different time streams have to go back to different parts of the Fantastic Four's timeline and get it back and destroy the Fantastic Four. And so essentially in this massive book, which has got ads in it, but I reckon for a book that's half a trade, it's probably got about 7 ads in it, and none of them are double page. So it just doesn't feel like there's ads in it whatsoever. You're essentially getting them getting together and telling their own story. So you're getting 4 comics in the one book and like literally it starts and I don't know if you've taken any shots of the
Nah.
Well, I'm going to turn my background off because I need to show some of these covers.
Because each chapter has its own cover. Like
so Remitter's done each cover, but also done it for, look, if you look at the way Fantastic Four is drawn,
Each era?
it's for each era.
Yeah.
So this is essentially when just after they got their powers. And so at the same time, you've got slotty writing for different ages of, so the second book is
Centurion?
around just after Onslaught. Yep.
With
no,
the
actually,
Thunderbolt.
it's before.
It's before Thunderbolts.
Because
It's before Onslaught.
It's got 93, but
I
you
wasn't
got the Thunderbolts. Yes.
Yeah. So there's another bit where we get a bit of a, not a team up, but a team against with the Thunderbolts in that story as well.
Like that cover's got the issue number and everything.
Then there's another one, and then the last story is present day and goes on from there. That's all I'm going to say about it. So
The
well
third
done.
one's Hickman style.
Yes.
Big
Yes.
foundation.
Actually, yes. That's, was it there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. There.
White
So,
costumes.
Yeah. Just after
Yeah.
Johnny came back, it was really well set up.
Very much so. So great story, very well done. You get a backup story done by Mark Waid as well, which is kind of another go back and like kind of through the ages kind of thing. But I'll be honest, I didn't read it. So did I miss anything?
Not really.
Didn't think so.
I'm at about 2:00 this morning when I finished the main story. I'm like, it's a couple of pages. It was just a recap.
That's exactly what I thought. When I flicked through it, I'm like, yeah, I love Mark Waid and I like his FF, but that looks like a recap and I don't, yeah. So that was, and I also had another FF book to read still. So I'm like, yeah, I can hold off. I can hold off on that right now. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. If you're a Kang fan and you're enjoying that, that mini that's going on at the moment, highly recommend picking up, even if you just pick up this book. I think we're going to see some more stuff with Kang down the track as well. Because I never read, because the thing with the helmet was quite interesting for me. I had experienced that thing before, so that was really cool. So yeah, can't say enough about that book actually. Really enjoyed it.
That's great.
And they sort of confirmed that Nathaniel Richards is Kang's father.
Yes.
Didn't they always sort of hint around it, or
Yes.
not really out and out say it?
Yes.
Now they've sort of out and out said it.
Yeah, because the closer they come with like, descendants.
Yeah.
But descendants. There's and the reveal at the end, you're like, oh, okay, they're gonna change up the FF more.
Yeah.
All right.
Because it hit the
Well,
family hard.
Put one in my box. If we didn't already. I'm not sure if I had.
No, I think you cancelled it.
Yeah.
After
FF?
Doom, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, chuck one in.
Cool.
All right. Anybody else got anything they read? What do we got?
I read Batman 89, number 2.
Yes.
Oh yeah, how's that?
Yeah, pretty good. Continues on.
I like this issue more.
Yeah, I liked it
Yeah.
a lot more.
It's very more Harvey centric.
Yes, and it starts to the Two Faces starting to come. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's very solid, very you get into it easy.
You got was it Damon Wayans? Was it Damon? It was one of the Wayans was supposed to be the new.
It would have been
character?
Damon at the time, around that time, but the other ones would have been all too young.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like that, because that was always the plan. They were gonna, he was gonna be Robin in the movie sequels.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you get that character in this.
Oh,
Ah,
wow.
yeah,
That's so cool.
So
But like they refer to him Robin, and it's like, oh no, he said that we're robbing. And
Robin.
it's like,
Robin the store.
yeah.
And instead we got Blank Man.
Yes.
Poor Damon Wayans.
Yeah, I like this a lot. But yeah, the setup to Harvey
Mhm.
was very good, and just Bruce, where Bruce is at.
Yeah.
You know, he's
After what happened, like what happens in the beginning of that book,
Yeah.
he sort of disappears from the public for a bit
for sure.
because
for sure.
of a death. Anyway,
Oh,
it was a good
sure.
book. I
It
like
was,
where
it
it's going.
was. All right, you Dylan, you read anything else?
That was all I read. I just read those 3 books.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, what else did I check out this week? All right, the second part to Trial Magneto. Very good, very good. Don't want to say too much.
Yeah, I've yet to read it, so
Goes into very interesting. Big last page, and like, okay, is this legit? Is this not legit? What's going on here? Yeah, very, very good. Xavier being dodgy, so dodgy.
He's super dodgy these days.
He's so dodgy, bro. So dodgy. I checked out the new Titans United.
Oh, cool.
That was actually really good. Like, the art was excellent. It's just proper comic book art. Really nice. Just a simple. Some dude's got like all the Titans powers. First, he starts getting Superboy's eye beams, then he can turn into green animals like Gar. And, it was pretty good. It's obviously the sort of TV show lineup, trying to cross promote basically.
Yeah, Red Hood's
Whatever.
in there.
Man, the Red Hood. That was my one gripe about this book, Dylan. All right, spoilers, people. But so this dude gets all their powers, but then Connor loses his powers. Okay, so Superboy's got no powers, and Red Hood's into him like, so what point are you now with no powers? And you're like, what?
What do you have
What?
there?
Who are you?
Yeah, what's his superpower? Being
Last
angry?
houses, bro.
Being a douchebag? Being so much of a douchebag that people call up to get you killed off?
Yes. I just didn't understand. I was like, okay. I also new DC #1s. I checked out Harley Quinn animated series. If you're a fan of the animated series, check out the book. We were discussing about making that one of the books of the weeks, but after I read it, I was like, it's so
In continuity with
yeah. It is like the next season sort of thing. So it's a hard one if you probably haven't seen the show. It's definitely got some spoilers if you haven't seen the show.
I mean, the cover's a big spoiler.
Yes. But it was good. They got the vibe pretty good on the show.
Well, it looks like Poison Ivy's about to fall over and she's just resuscitating her.
Yes.
Yeah.
But not enough. No. The show, the best bit about the show is Harley's crew, and there was nobody else. Where's my Clayface?
Where's King
my-
Shark?
Where's King Shark? Where's Psycho? He's the best. He's my favorite person. So without them, it lacked a little for me.
Mm.
Nitin, Fomi, you got anything else?
Yeah, I read. I finished off the first arc of Nocterra. So
Yes.
I didn't pick up the last 2 issues. I really like this book. I like where it was headed, where it finished.
Mhm.
I don't know when the next issue is coming out. I might have a break between arcs,
I do believe you might be onto something.
but yeah, I really dug where it went, and you get more how the big PM happened, and what's his name? Bill? Some Bill. Can't remember. His Black Dog Bill.
Yep.
I can't remember. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, I like where he finished.
It's Crush.
Mm,
I said it's Crush.
it's Crush.
Yes. Black Dog Bully.
All right.
Sorry.
I get it.
Yeah. I thought you would.
Mm.
Yeah, so you get more information of how the big PM happened, who's involved, and everything else. There's sanctuaries around where they have, I guess, basically sunrooms where it cures people of the infection.
Oh.
So yeah, I like where they finished. I would, if you haven't read it, pick up the trade, which comes out in October, I think.
Yes, I do believe so.
So it was a good book. I recommend it. Read next issue of Batman Reptilian.
Oh yeah, how's that
Three?
going?
I don't know what's going on. It is too dark.
I told
like-
you it was too dark in issue 1.
Yes, but it just kept being more dark.
It just got blacker and blacker.
It's
I
Liam
can't-
Sharp, man.
like-
He did the latest issue of Batman Catwoman, and that's like his better stuff.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah, I
actually
like-
tell what's going
Yeah,
on.
I like Liam Sharp. I like the art, but I wish there was some more color in it at
Mm.
sometimes.
More contrast and stuff.
Because it's leaning very heavily into Dave McKean
Oh, big time.
style. And
Oh,
like,
yeah, I couldn't even, make sense of that.
so, and the second last issue of Superman and Authority, which
Oh, I
actually
like that one.
goes somewhere.
I need to catch up on it.
It was good. Ultra Human is involved.
Oh,
Yes, I saw that.
So
The,
I've always liked Ultra Humanite.
he's,
When
he-
he
he's
came
like
back,
the original supervillain, right? Just one of the first
sort of,
supervillains.
yeah,
His name Ultra Humanite.
Ultra
Yeah.
Humanite.
I've never heard of him.
First villain to have superpowers, I'm pretty sure.
Who was his?
Superman.
Okay. Oh, okay. So where's he from?
He's just like a mad scientist who's
Oh, nice.
done stuff to his brain or something, right? I don't
Yes.
remember. Something like
Cool.
that.
Cool. Well, I like it.
He's a monkey man these days.
Yeah,
he's like somewhat proto Lex, right? You know, like
Very much, yeah.
he's very smart. He's got psychic powers. He's very good.
Cool.
And when he came back years ago in Justice Society in that arc, it was so good as a thing. That's when he first came back as a gorilla.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So Ultra Humanite's involved. Other
Cool.
stuff happening. He's got his team. It's pretty cool. Anyway, that's all I read.
all right.
I read issue 4 of FF Life Story, the 90s.
How's that?
So this is the Ben Grimm issue. They kind of seem to be doing an issue per person, like each person's narrating an issue. So yeah, this is 90s. That's interesting. It's a bit sad, especially his flashback in the war. Really sad, and just a lot more torment to the Rockman. Didn't go exactly the way we thought with Johnny. What happened with Johnny departing, but no, still really cool. And then you kind of see on the front cover what the point of where we're at with the whole, because the whole thing was in the first issue. Reed had a vision of Galactus, and it's been Galactus is coming, and that's essentially consumed him since. So they had built a lot of different things, and we'll see how that holds up to the Herald, is probably all I'll say. Yeah.
I was talking to Dylan about issue 3 the other day. I was like, I love how Reed invents Star Wars. Not the movie, the
Defense system.
defense system.
Yeah, exactly.
That was
Yes.
great.
Yes. Yeah. Very good.
And they're like, oh, this is great, but why are we aiming it out to space? Get the Russians.
And the issue part 7 of the Extreme Carnage, Agony. So we're near the end. Been a good story. Been a really good story, actually. So we've got a Senator Crane that's trying to get all the people riled up against the symbiotes and Friends of Humanity. So very X-Men stuff in the 90s.
Big time.
And it's essentially Carnage is calling, and Carnage is getting to this place and calling all the, what are they? They're the spawns of him, essentially. So yeah, Agony, Riot, Phage, what's the other one? Lasher.
Yep.
And then the other side, which is now Anti-Venom, which is Flash. And you've got Andy, which is Silence, was Scream, and now Toxin. And Toxin is we saw that in the last issue where he's like a 13-year-old kid, but he defeated Carnage in the Void. But then this is working into the last one to see what happens at the end of the big rally in Washington. And we've interesting last page. Kind of saw that was coming, but it's going to be interesting where the next, because I think we've got, is part 8 the Omega,
Yes.
Or okay, fair enough. I thought there might have been one more and then Omega after that as the final. So this is the Agony one where you haven't really seen much of her. She's kind of been in the background and will be interesting where it piles up. There's a very nice Carnage kitchen, which everything's just made of rotting meat and stuff. Nice little double-page spread in there, which is quite late in the book, which is quite nice, keeping up with the tone of Carnage. But quite good. Been really keen to see where that finishes up because I'm keen to see what they do with Carnage afterwards. I don't know if you'll get an ongoing or anything like that, but it'd be intriguing because what's been interesting in the last couple of books that I've read, the double-page spreads have been Spider-Man on the outside with Art Adams art for the Ben Reilly stuff, but on the inside is advertising the new Venom books, having a bit of a blurb from Ewing and a bit of a blurb from Ram V. And it does seem like they will be doing a bit of taking turns kind of stuff. And Ram V is going to be looking after the Dylan kind of stuff, and Ewing's going to be doing the space kind of stuff, which I'm fine with. That gives you a little bit more of an insight to what's happening in the Venom books. I'm really keen for them coming out, even though I just read it's been pushed back by about 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's Brian Hitch for you.
Yeah. The last thing I read was after coming out of those Skybound X, Stillwater, Sadarsky. It's excellent. It's really, really good. It's as good as I expected it to be. But I'm really, really glad I actually read that other story first.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Because it gave me some other insights that this hasn't even given me yet, but gave me a whole other background. Don't understand obviously why. So a bit of backstory on Stillwater. I explained a little bit last week, but Stillwater is a town where no one ages, no one dies, no one has to eat, no one, there's the one part of it where 2 kids are playing on the roofs and he pushes the kid off and, they're screaming, going, what's going on? Everyone's just walking past. No one's going to help this kid. And the kid just runs off, blood all over him, runs off, and like 30 seconds later, he's healed. All good. It's crazy. They eat because they feel like it's just the habit of eating. They don't have to eat.
Oh, for sure, right?
Because there's a little part of the story that's in the Skybound X that talks about this kid that's still got his dog. And his dog is like, I don't know why this dog hangs around with you, where all the other dogs realize that they don't need a master. They don't need to eat. So all the dogs and the cats hang around in packs in the town.
Oh, okay.
They have their own pack.
Like we don't need these humans anymore.
Exactly right. They just have their own life. It's awesome.
The cats would have been straight out of there.
Yeah.
So I think the actual issues are up to issue 9. So it's going to be a little bit before we get the next trade. This is 1 to 6. So this is kind of the story of this guy that's got some inheritance coming to him. They get the cats to go to this town in Stillwater, and there's nothing, no signs, no pictures. He followed the GPS with his mate, and then everything unravels from there. I really don't want to give much more away. It's just a really, really cool story on no one knows why, and also you've got the in-town law of the judge making decisions for everyone. There's essentially no democracy, and now the town's rolling up around that. So it's really, really interesting. Yeah, highly recommend it. I think we'll probably get the next trade by December or January, which would be cool. But yeah, I can definitely see this as a show down the track if they're still pulling for that kind of stuff, because it's got that whole FX vibe, which we may talk about soon. But that's it. That's all the reading I did this week.
That's some good books there, boys.
Bloody oath.
Excellent. Alrighty. We got a brand new wave of Marvel Legends, right, Jace?
Yes.
Age of Apocalypse wave.
Yes.
Ooh.
Now the Colossus is the Builder figure. So you got Cyclops, Rogue, Shadowcat, Magneto.
So that's
What is he?
Amazing X-Men, I think that group was.
Well, no, because Cyclops wasn't. But yes,
Yeah.
Cyclops was the bag. Sinister.
Is he,
There's also Iceman and Elite's in the wave as well, but they got cut off my picture.
is Colossus a pirate or a ninja or a
It's
It
like
was the
Bloodsport.
90s.
Yeah.
Bloodsport?
Exactly.
Yeah, he
Bloodsport.
wasn't.
That's what
He
Bloodsport
was the
looked like.
90s.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Okay.
Image had a lot to answer for.
Oh,
Bloody
man.
hell. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like
Well,
it.
a year later. Oh no, a year before. We had Wolverine wearing the do-rag. Bandana when he had no nose.
Oh, he didn't have a nose?
Yeah, no. After he lost his adamantium, he also lost his nose.
Okay.
What happened to
But he
Artie
started
Lang?
getting more
Something
feral.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get more animal and
Oh.
squashed in. So he had-
Okay.
yeah.
I don't think I've
Bananas.
ever seen that.
Oh, I'll
Yeah,
show
it
you
was
some
dumb.
pictures during the week.
It was dumb.
I want to read Astonishing again now.
But yeah, that is great. The not sure if the Magneto or the Sabretooth is your favorite. Sabretooth's big figure. He was a chunky figure. I don't think you get enough big stuff in the legend sometimes. And you're like, yeah, these used to be bigger in my day when I was a boy. But you know, that's what happens when Legends been around for freaking 30 years. All right, do we want to talk about some television?
Yes, let's get into it. Let's get into He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Ah.
Brand new animated series. Just pet peeve of mine now. There are now 3 cartoons called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. You've got the original, you've got the 2002 reboot, and you got this.
Yes.
And also, it doesn't help that there is another He-Man cartoon in the same year as this one. So if you're trying to look up info about it, it's
So
annoying.
this isn't Revelations. This is
No.
No.
okay.
This is one that they gave us the whole lot of, as opposed to half the first season to confuse people and annoy them. Idiots.
Anyway, yes, all that aside, this was very surprising.
Yeah.
Man, I got hooked. And I smashed like all of it in one night.
How many episodes are there?
There were 10.
That's
10
all right.
20-minute episodes, and I
okay.
did like 9 in that first night.
Oh goddamn.
Okay.
Those are the same He-Man story.
No, that's the
Very
best thing
different.
about
Okay.
it. So different. Like, yeah, obviously your main things, Prince Adam,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah.
But okay, so Adam, he doesn't know he's Prince. He grew up with the jungle tribe. So he, with Cringer. Cringer is awesome.
Voiced
Cringer-
by Beast Wars Megatron's David Kay.
Yeah.
So he's got
And
this most majestic
yeah.
voice ever.
He's not a scared cat sort
Ah,
of thing. He's
awesome.
he's a
Nice.
badass, but he's been declawed, so he's sort of lost a bit of his oomph.
Yeah.
So you got Adam and him and Ram Man, a female Ram Man sort of still in.
Okay.
Crass, she's got a helmet. She's basically Ram Man. Adam and her are best friends. They hang out with Cringer, and then Tila comes in, and yes,
Nice.
Man at Arms, Skeletor, Evelyn.
Is it like a Tarzan story?
No, it's
It's more like Power Rangers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like masters of different, like there's like here's the master of the universe, but then there's a master of magic and that's the way I
Yeah.
saw from
Yes.
the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they all transform. They can transform on their own as well. And they have freaking special moves that they all call out.
Are we
before
in a
they
video
do
game?
them, just like Power Rangers.
oh,
we
yeah.
gonna
Do they
video game?
combine into a big
Yeah.
Zord?
No, but that would have been a 10 out of 10 for me if they had giant robots. But no, unfortunately not. You can't have everything. At a certain episode, I was like, dude, this is just Power Rangers.
Got
Power
like
Rangers
something
and
for
He-Man put
season two,
together.
man.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But it's so different is what I like the most about it. Because it's not just rehash. Like that's what we're getting at with Revelations, right?
Yeah.
What's the point of just showing me the same thing again for the 5th time or whatever? So it's really different. The animation,
I was
so
yeah,
good.
I was
So
really
bright,
unsure about
colourful.
it. But after you watch it, it's just really smooth and
Yeah.
again, really bright, really colorful.
Hey, you were
they
saying
don't-
He-Man wasn't top heavy enough?
Oh, He-Man is like because when you first see the designs, I was like, oh, I don't know. And He-Man in it, you're like, he's a bit over the top. Skeletor too, but everyone else is not as full
In
on.
normal proportion?
Yeah,
Oh,
normal-ish.
yeah,
So is
Yeah.
this aimed at children?
Yes.
Like,
yes, absolutely.
and you can tell. You know what I mean?
Yes. Like, oh, it's not like it's kiddie as in like it's
Superhero
dumbed
Squad?
down.
No,
Just
Like-
more
I don't think like Superhero Squad.
just more like kids cartoons like we will watch it, like
Yeah.
X-Men and Spider-Man. Like
Yeah.
you know
Oh,
what I mean?
okay.
And a bit of
Right,
Power
cool.
Rangers in there.
Yes,
Not
oh, for
as
sure.
Oh, yeah.
as-
no,
not
that's
as-
cool.
Sweet.
That's cool.
But like
Not as corny as Power
aimed
Rangers.
at like 10 to 12-year-olds.
And what's this
You
on
know?
Netflix? Netflix?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, it's really,
I'll
it's
check
just
it out.
it's got those sort of corny sort of one-liners and stuff that kids are gonna, you know.
And they're all
Um,
teenagers.
Yeah. So I'd say sort of 12 would be. It's the Ben 10.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
That's what they're
Nice.
hitting.
Nice.
And yeah, like I've only watched a couple episodes because I'm not an animal like Dylan. But I was like, I would definitely. Very rarely do I see a cartoon and go, yeah, I would watch that as a kid. But this, you're like, yeah, there's some stuff that are growing because I'm a grumpy old man. But generally, it's pretty damn good.
And
Nice.
yeah, like you see the origins not just of He-Man and Adam, but like of the bad guys as well.
Yes.
And that's what kind of hooked me. I'm like, oh, I want to see, I want to see Skeletor, I want to see Trapjaw, I want to see all of that. And they build it up. And yeah, I really enjoyed
if
it.
you, I don't want to give spoilers, but if you know your He-Man lore, your first villain is Evelyn and her offsider is Kronos. And that got me very excited because I'm like, oh, that's cool. So
yeah, I didn't know his name, but I was just thinking like, who's got a green face?
he's got a green head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's great in it too.
Yeah, so
And
good.
the man at arms, okay, a little bit of spoiler. Duncan is working for the bad guys first.
No.
Yeah. It's very different. It's very
Yeah.
That's
different.
good. They mixed it up a little bit
Yeah.
because they know they're going to get a new audience, but
Yeah.
they know they've already got an audience there. So let's mix it up a little bit for them. That won't absolutely get them screaming from the rooftops like another cartoon did.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, like Masters, it's always been a bit more like obviously always blending fantasy and sci-fi, like magic and sci-fi. Usually it's kind of fantasy first, but this is very much sci-fi first. But you do have magic and stuff in it. It just, if you squint, it kind of looks like technology. It's kind of cool.
Nice. Nice. Oh, I'll check it out.
Speaking of He-Man, let's look at something that's probably going to end up costing me about $500.
Yes.
Kickstarter, Simon, Zombicide fame. They got a He-Man board game presently on Kickstarter that I have not backed yet. I'm trying to convince myself not to back.
Why delay the inevitable?
Yeah.
Because I don't really want to spend $400 or $500 on something that I'm not going to get for 12 months minimum. That's a hard pill to swallow, I find. But damn, it looks good. Every day I'm looking at it.
And I saw that they added a She-Ra expansion.
Yeah. I just want the Horde expansion and the Snake Man. I don't care about She-Ra.
You don't want the Gray Skull?
Yeah, I want the Gray Skull.
Yeah, so you're gonna get this.
Okay, so
as if we're even talking about the is or he isn't going to get it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time.
So I don't know, because you got burnt on that Terminator.
Yeah, I got burnt on a lot of things.
That's the hard
I
part.
hate Kickstarter too.
Yeah, that's the only hard
Especially
part
these
is-
ones, man. They put out every quarter, at least they've got a Kickstarter campaign that gets at least like $1 million each time. Like I was talking to Deke yesterday about it. He's like, I can't believe you haven't backed it. I was like, oh, yeah, right. But I'm like, I would just rather buy me the board game and then every 6 months at retail there's a proper expansion. Because then you get all excited. Oh, man, Horde now. Like, because otherwise you get it all, you play it a couple of times, then you're done. You're like, that was good $500.
You can still do it though, because game shops stay back if they get their
I
copies and they
know.
sell on through.
Yeah, just give each of us an expansion when you finally get it, and we'll give it to you a month apart.
I like your thinking, Dave. Well, let's be honest. The other problem, I haven't, is it's going to sit on a shelf and not be played ever, maybe.
And we can't play at the moment, or you won't, because we can't go anywhere at the moment.
Yeah. But yes, I'm tempted. So if
No
you like
joke.
He-Man, check it out.
No
so I
joke.
saw that there's like the Gray Skull expansion,
Yes.
right? But if you want like an actual plastic Gray Skull, it's like another extra add-on for that, right?
No,
No,
it
it's-
depends. It's part of the combo. You can get
Is
it
it?
as a combo.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw two separate things. Okay.
You can just buy the Gray Skull sort of thing. Like you got to have the back the game,
Yeah.
but you can just buy the Gray Skull without the other thing. But you can
Oh.
buy a combo. Yeah.
Okay.
They milk it every cent out of you.
What are you going to say, Dave?
The laptop is currently on the Marvel United one. It's come on, maybe.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
The Marvel United one. The X-Men one's being shipped soon, but yeah, the Marvel United one, the laptop.
X-Men should be shipping now. It depends if you picked early shipping.
Yeah, I
Is
think
it-
I picked all in one, so
Ah,
it'll
sure.
come in a little
The
bit
X-Men
later.
was fast though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
they
only
already
very
have it.
recent.
They have
There
it
was-
all in the side. They have a
Yeah.
pipeline of all heaps of crap. Yeah.
Well, because the core box of X-Men is out already, but all the expansions not yet.
Right.
That makes me think, was the X-Men just an expansion they didn't get to originally in the X-Men, or you know,
I think so. Yeah.
or at least it was designed at the same time because it came out way too fast. But
Yeah,
none
for
of
a
it-
board game, that's way too
Yeah.
fast.
So I think that was Dave's right. They were ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they did it, and this is an expansion of Marvel now. It's like, oh, hold off. We could
For
just
sure.
scam more money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Alrighty, since it's a nice day today, I watched Why the Last Man. Fomi, you'd already watched it. What do you think, Foms?
They're good. I think there's 3 episodes up on Foxtel or Go, whatever it is, binge, wherever you get your stuff from. I watched 2 of them. I think Jay's watched 1.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. I've never read the book, Brian K. Vaughan book.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So essentially there is a big event that happens and essentially every man in the world just spurts up a lot of blood. A lot of blood.
That was well
And
done.
crashes- yeah, very well done. And crashes over and dead, except one bloke.
And
And
his
it just happens to be Diane Lane's son, which is amazing. What a coincidence. Because Diane Lane's in the show. It's crazy. So yeah, really cool story. Actually, I have to say, all the chicks in it do a really, really good job. I think the person that actually is the worst in it is the guy.
Yeah.
He's okay. but
After
he's
one
not,
episode,
like-
he hasn't won me over.
No, not at all. Even after 2 episodes, he didn't win me over that much. The monkey did. Besides that little CGI monkey was good. It's a shame I have to know it's CGI because they're not allowed to use monkeys and stuff anymore. But yeah, really cool story so far. The full Black Ops chick,
Yeah.
she's really cool. And that story gets deeper in the next episode that you haven't seen, Job. But so yeah, everything goes out, the world goes black, and they have to try and work everything out. You got women going crazy trying to take over the White House, and it's really interesting. I'll keep it going. I think there's going to be some very, how can I put this, 2021 subjects that pop up into it, and they try and slide into the storyline down the track and stuff. And I don't know how that differs from the actual book, but I do like the concept, so I am intrigued on. Yeah, I might buy the book down the track. But,
From the
yeah.
get-go, you always thought it should make a great show.
Mhm.
Oh,
First,
definitely.
like, it's been in development hell for a decade. First it was a movie, then it was a show, then it was a movie. I'm like, a show is what it's got to be.
It was very much like Stephen King's like The Stand. Like it changed and chopped so many different
Yeah.
times to what it was going to be. And I think you spoke about it before where we were talking about it, you said being an FX show, it probably could go a little bit down the Walking Dead path of being a little bit drawn out too much, but
Yes.
we don't have to wait and see for that. But yeah,
I definitely get the vibe it's they're hoping it to be their replacement for Walking Dead. Like they've milked
Mhm.
Walking Dead to death, right? Like
yeah.
who really cares about that anymore? They still got 40 shows.
I don't think it will be.
No, me neither.
'Cause
But that's what they're hoping.
I think the selling point of I know it was a good show, but zombies are sort of
Yes.
the
Oh yeah.
not human conflict.
That's the
Oh
hook,
yeah,
right?
the
Yes.
human conflict, but there was zombies involved for people. But I gave up on that show in season 2.
Yeah.
I think rightfully
I'll
so.
go to a couple more, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
But yeah, I like the story of why the last man in the book, but I think I'll give this a shot just because I don't really watch that much TV anyway.
Mm.
So I don't know. I don't think I can just sit through the season.
I had to sit there. I might as well have checked it out. So I'll keep watching it. Actually, I'll probably continue out the series. I've enjoyed it so far. So see where it goes. And you got one of the.
It's not as good as Sweet Tooth was.
No, definitely not.
You
But
boys watched Sweet Tooth yet? Nah.
Not
it's
yet.
not-
Oh,
it wasn't.
I may have
It
forgotten
wasn't.
about it.
Wasn't written by Jeff Lemire. So what do you get? And you got some really good actresses in it. One of the chicks she's the hockey coach from Letterkenny, for any Letterkenny fans out there. So yeah, check it out if you've got Binge. I guess it's on Binge.
Yeah.
Or if you got Foxtel Go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alrighty.
What's next, Dylan?
Before we get into some MCU stuff, just give a shout out to our good friend Andy Tai. It's Marvelous Synergy podcast. It's been going on for a while. His latest episode, he finally gets to talk about being an extra on the set of Shang-Chi. So he goes into all the details and what happened on set. So if you guys are interested in that, check out Marvelous Energy Podcast.
Did you see he posted a bit where like he's running? In like
No.
there's a screenshot where like he's running. I'm like, I can't wait to see the movie even more now. Like he's got at least a second of screen time.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yes. While we're on podcast though, before we get into the MCU, I was on a podcast earlier in the week that dropped. How to love the shit out of life.
Cheating on us.
Hey.
Guest star Jason.
Nice.
Got hair like me.
Yes. Well, that's not me. That's Sally Ann. It's her podcast. She's a local author. She's got a podcast. Different people she talks to every week about their passions in life and stuff. So I was on that. Give that a listen. Give that a watch. Or
Sweet.
listen. I think it's just audio only. But yes. I was awesome. Well, I wasn't
Nice.
really.
We'll be the judge of that. We'll come back and tell you next week how awesome you were.
Wow.
Give you
Well,
a
back
rating
to-
out of 10.
So, yes, this is critiquing.
All right. Well, back to MCU. Do we want to go what if or
We
do
are-
we want to go trailer?
We're going Hawkeye trailer first.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, we forgot about it.
Literally, just so you know, in Zoom, you've got a chat function. During this podcast, someone chatted to someone else saying, "Oh yeah, don't forget about the Hawkeye
I didn't
trailer."
forget.
We're
I
gonna
had my
talk
pizza
about it.
ready.
And I'm glad you brought up that picture because I have to reiterate what Bill Hicks used to say about being in marketing and killing yourself, because that tagline is just the cringiest. Like seriously, someone would have in marketing would have typed that up, then pushed their chair backwards and went, "Yeah, that's good."
What's the tagline? I can't read it.
The tagline reads, hang on, I want to get it because I've got it on my screen here.
Oh god, is it cringe time?
It's
It's not that bad.
No, it is because of when it's set. This holiday season, the best gifts come with a bow.
Give that man a raise.
Oh,
Push your seat back and
Yep.
then just lean back and went, "Yeah, that's good."
you earned that pay rise, bro.
Probably then sniff one of his own farts. Jesus. Oh, the smugness.
Oh.
Yeah, anyway, so the trailer,
So it's just a Christmas movie
essentially,
in the Die Hard vein, by the looks of it.
very much so.
It's good. I like it.
I got excited about the one shot of Russians in tracksuits. That looked good.
Yes, yes,
Peter's dog, that was all right.
yep.
Hayden
Okay, that'll be good.
Steinfeld, she's all right. Yeah, I think it's going to trash.
I reckon it'll be the best one yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Out of all of them.
No,
Yeah.
No, it's not. gonna
Best
be the
one
best one
yet.
No,
Yeah.
it ain't beating Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
no.
Wow, okay. And what gives you that, Dave? I'm intrigued on what your.
If it's anything like Fractions comic, then
It's not going to be though.
But we've already seen
I
this.
know, but
But are you thinking the
I'm
first
wishful
Fraction
thinking
comic?
here. Like the first,
Mm.
you know,
Well, it's not going to be that.
one can hope. One can hope.
See, I don't like him, and I'm not.
He's
a big
terrible, and that's the
Hawkeye
problem.
fan anyway. So
Hawkeye is awesome.
Hawkeye's excellent. I love Hawkeye.
Jeremy Renner
The
is trash.
The Marvel 616 Hawkeye character is sensational.
He's great. Who
Just
else
like Hank Pym. We
Yes.
lost the proper Hank Pym in this MC anyway.
Who else just
Uh,
buys an apartment block because they have heaps of shield money and doesn't know what to do
Got nothing
with
better to do with it.
it? Yeah, like I'll buy this block and don't not charge anyone for rent because what else am I going to do with
Yeah.
all this money?
Rings Tony Stark up to fix up his TV system.
Yeah, and all that's just lost in the MCU
Yeah.
because he's got a family and he's a dad and
Well, because what the best thing about Hawkeye is the two things of being a circus boy, he's a circus runaway that is also a bit of a knob because he's got a big chip on his shoulder because he's insecure about standing next to monsters and gods and the world's smartest man.
and
he's a
you don't
dude with
have that
with a
in
bow and
the
arrow.
MCU
You
at
don't.
all.
It's just
no.
it's the big thing that lacks about Hawkeye.
In the trailer, is his wife there?
No,
So it's
I
like
thought you
shared
saw her.
custody, I take it.
no. I just assumed.
They
No,
don't
because
show it
like
in the
they're all
trailer.
having dinner, and I see like the two kids and then an older guy, like an older child. So I'm not entirely sure.
I just assumed that they couldn't get into Cardellini or whatever for scheduling or something, and
It's COVID.
and maybe she didn't want to go out during COVID.
Maybe,
Mhm.
maybe.
Like
yeah.
I don't know what her deal would be. She could have.
And she's just not in the trailer.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I
Just the
thought it was
trailer.
generally not in there though.
Maybe. I
And
don't
like
know.
the kids are being sent to him for the weekend or whatever. Because he's not when he's on the phone, he's like, "Oh, honey, I'll be home soon." I do believe that's talking to the wife. I don't think they've split.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would
I just don't
that'd be
seems
weird if
weird,
they have.
like-
It'd be real weird if they've split them.
Yeah.
I just don't see him as Hawkeye. It just
No,
that's the
Yeah.
problem from the get go with him. It just
And he's just not a very good actor.
Mm.
He's got-
he's the same ever since that Hurt Locker movie where he's made his name off of that movie still, and he's exactly the same in everything. Dull and boring.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, the best we saw was a bit of the Ronin stuff, and that was 10 minutes in a movie. Like we haven't, and it was his head covered.
Yeah, and you didn't even see him in the mask. Like,
That was
how,
so
how
good.
dumb was that? He just takes it
Uh,
off camera, and you don't even see him in the mask.
Look, Dave, I hope you're right. I've
Me
got
too.
very low expectations
Yeah.
for this. I love Hawkeye. I love that Hawkeye faction book. I really hope you're right.
Same.
But like usual, I don't think you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like her. I think she looks pretty decent as Kate.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
chick from Black Widow is going to be interesting, isn't it?
Yep.
So
Yeah,
spoilers.
I have hope, but it's not going to come close to the Fraction stuff because the Fraction stuff is just special.
Well, I also don't think it's going to come close to WandaVision or Falcon Winter Soldier.
You
Well-
reckon Contessa at the end's going to show up and recruit her?
Well, that's the way
Yeah.
it's been going.
Recruit who?
Kate
Okay.
Bishop.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Although there'll be more likely a
Oh.
Young Avengers movie.
Yeah, they because they got Young Avenger plans.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe not.
But it'll be like
Should be
interesting
good,
if like she recruits her and doesn't tell her anything about
Oh,
Hawk.
for sure. That's
You
what
know, that'll be-
know.
Yeah.
She's not telling any of them what the real deal is. They all think they're doing the good thing,
Yeah.
though. So we get 8 episodes.
which is good. That's not bad.
Ooh, seems too much. 6 episodes.
As long as someone calls him Hawk Guy, I'll be happy.
Bro.
I kill you.
Bro.
I want one episode of just Peter Dog just running around, and that's it. If I get one episode of just Peter
A
Dog,
whole
doing
Pizza
it,
Dog episode would be the best.
that's it. Like that easily like beats every other Marvel TV
with,
series.
with the like thought balloons and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that'll be so good.
Yeah, I'll give you that, Dave. That'd be good. All right, MCU. What
Let's
if?
get into what if. Is this divisive?
No, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah. I
Fomi?
think Fomi maybe not so sold.
Look, okay. I just got to get my panties out of a twist that it's all MCU oriented.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's
my
hard.
issue. And it's still my issue
Yeah.
with it that it's just, there's so many good characters, there's so many good stories, and it's
Yeah.
just, let's just plug. And look, Jay's going to come in with some really good reasons on why it was a good episode, which is fine. But
Best
it's
episode yet.
still, it's still just.
The problem is you're not going to get any new IP introduced in these.
Thank you. It's
know?
just the same recycled
Yeah.
people. You like it, it's the Simpsons spin-off showcase, but not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the what if comic books you didn't get any new IP really either? One Spider Girl maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I guess
Yeah, but the IP was already there. Like
there was so much of it. With
Yeah.
this, we've got so much
Yeah,
small IP to play
I
with.
understand.
It's probably what Dave's
but that's
more
because the
meaning.
market don't know. What are you
No, I
gonna do?
know what
Like,
goodies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you, just how general they want to go.
You can do a Kazar episode.
Exactly, and then
Yeah.
have to
Well, I'm like,
explain who he
Who's
is.
Kazar?
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
Like, because I would rather from the get go when it was announced, I was like, God, I just wish it was just an animated what if.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah.
reanimating the best.
Yeah, the old
story.
books, and that's the thing. There
That's
are
what I
stories
wanted
there
to,
that
but
you don't need to be a full aficionado. Like one of the books I've got, if Punisher had the Venom suit, that's not a difficult
yes.
what if.
stretch, yeah.
But in those situations, they could be 10-minute episodes. Like I was just watching the Max before, 11-minute episode. It was excellent. You can just, they don't need to be half an hour, and you could give us 40 of them. Like,
Yeah.
give us 40 10-minute episodes. Like, yeah, look, it was good. It was okay. Like the whole story and the way he planned it all was cool, but I just don't like. I hated the end of it. But I don't know. I'm just so torn with these because I know what they could be,
Hmm.
but I know it's hard because they want as much audience as they can get out of it on this Disney streaming platform.
Because what I liked about this, the first thing I liked about this was it was serious.
Yes,
There was
me
like
too.
virtually no
Yep.
gags in it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Tony
the-
was a little witty.
But
The
then he
goofy
died, so that's
character.
all good.
Yeah,
That's Tony Stark.
Yeah.
goofy people were being goofy. It's in
Yeah.
character. It's
But
not.
otherwise, it's straight.
Yeah.
And I think I also thought it was sort of the most different. Like it took we've seen a few movies in one sort of thing. Instead of just being like, because I really like the first one, but I can understand the criticism. The first one is just it's just Cap,
Mhm.
but with boobs. Fine, right? Because that's the concept. But this was probably the most different, by still being very in the MCU sort of setting.
Mhm.
I really liked it, and like just seeing him scheme and move up the ranks to get
Yeah.
what you knew his end game was. I
Yeah.
would dig it.
It's satisfying to see the villain win in like a what if scenario. It's just, I'm glad they went for something like that.
Because I kept guessing like towards the end, because like, is he going to betray Wakanda like he wanted to sort of do in the movie? Is he going to, take over Wakanda? What's he going to do? Like, that was awesome. And like, this was the best episode. I still like the first episode more.
Same. Nah, but I like this one. Yeah, this is probably.
But this is probably the best. But I like the first more.
Sure.
But it was really good. This probably
It was fun to see how he did it. It was a bit of a stretch going from, my university or college thesis was on such and such. It's like,
Yeah, he just happened to design.
and he just happened to need
robot.
vibranium for the power source. Like, okay, he
Yeah,
could
but
have
yeah,
known that
because that was all
beforehand,
his
fair enough,
plan.
you
that was
know?
his plan. That was
I
his
know,
plan.
it was
Everything
fun,
was
but
set.
it was just
Since he found out it was Wakandans that killed his dad,
Yeah,
he had this
his whole
plan to-
life was this,
Yeah.
setting this up, and
yeah.
just suckered Tony in. Because why Tony's not. Yeah, for a smart man, he's a dumb man.
Because
Like, just straight away, just like, he's this new guy. Done.
I think it was the best for voice acting so far. Andy Serkis was sensational.
Yes,
as
he
Claw.
was.
Like he just really it reminded me. I could imagine him doing it in the studio like Hamill does it. Like he was just really getting into the character.
for sure. Acting.
Really acting. Yeah.
Mhm.
Though I don't know if it's just because but I thought Chadwick didn't sound good.
Yeah.
Anybody else have that
yeah,
thought?
Yeah.
He didn't sound, yeah.
He
Yeah.
sounded
For
weak,
obvious reasons,
Yeah,
but
100%. I was like, it's just my head hearing things that ain't there, but
Like even in the Star Black Panther
yes,
Lord one.
I thought the same. But this one even more so. I was like,
this was
he
just like, ooh.
didn't sound
yeah.
like he just
He
Yeah.
I don't
sounded
know.
very
I
sick.
don't know.
He sounded very sick.
yeah.
Very
Very
sound
skinny.
alright.
Yeah. Yeah. You could
Like,
tell.
I could picture him,
Yep.
not looking
Mhm.
well. Sad, but man,
Yep.
yes. And even more so though, if he's recorded that, they did an excellent job of keeping that quiet, Marvel. Because
Well, that's the
clearly
third
a
episode.
lot of people had to know.
They said
No, apparently no one knew.
Right.
But nowadays they can just phone it in, man.
Yeah, that's true.
You can phone your
Yeah.
lines
Telling
in.
me the director
Yeah.
doesn't get told, hey, go easy on him, because you're not like, hey, but like if I'm correct, because you'd be like, man, you don't sound right. Put a bit more oomph in. Yeah, but I definitely think people at Marvel knew what the deal was.
I don't know.
Had to.
Yeah. Maybe.
Had to.
Maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah.
he was asking for the money ahead of time.
That one thing that I thought at the end, I'm like, oh crap, I've realized virtually all of these are going to get sequels in season 2. I think season 2 is just going to be second chapters. To
That's so
virtually all of them.
disappointing. Yeah.
I don't
I
want
think
that
it
at all.
is. No.
You'll see a
I think
Shang-Chi
there's
one.
rumors.
But
There's
it's
been
going to be,
rumors.
right?
Yeah.
And I was
I
saying to
mean, just
Jace the other day, if
Ugh.
it's true, I don't know if I'll
100%.
watch. Because that's not what
I
I
would
want.
cherry pick a couple, maybe. Like
Mhm.
I'd watch the Carter one, cool. Because if
Yep.
that was going to get an episode every time, like they told us straight away, like that's cool. That's a different idea. But
That's almost
Yeah,
disappointing.
if-
It's Midnight Suns.
Yeah.
Shush. I like card games. I'm playing my card game.
If that's the deal, yeah, I'm
because this one for sure there's
so
a sequel.
disappointed.
Because it didn't get resolved.
I did see a headline. I didn't read the article because it just sounded garbage. Just basically,
does
just,
anymore.
yeah. Basically, the gist was what if episodes had endings? I'm like, the books didn't have endings.
Yeah.
That was the point of what ifs.
Yes.
Whatever, you know, it was just
It's
someone
a
who's probably not
snapshot in
read.
time sort of thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like
Yeah, I see. Season 2 is there because, and the other thing is because they're mining from such a small pool. Where else are they going to do for a season 2?
yeah.
Because if you're going to stick to the MCU, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, you're bloody right. Damn it.
100% right.
Oh.
I thought
I
it
know.
last time, but this ended this episode. I was like, crap. They're all getting sequels.
Ruined Fomi's day even more.
How did the
Yeah.
Ant-Man? How did the Ant-Man one finish?
Loki took over the world.
Yeah.
No, yes, Loki took over
yeah.
the world.
Oh,
And,
Nick Fury
Can't
called
wait
him
for that
Captain
one.
Marvel.
Yeah.
yeah, yes.
The only one I can't see getting is Doctor Strange.
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
because that ends.
it ended.
Yes. So that's the only one that I can't see. The rest, they're there. They're set up. Episode 2.
Crap.
Yeah.
And you probably won't see anything different until like X-Men are introduced and you see Exiles do their thing, and to replace What If, you know, like do the whole sliders thing.
That's what I want. That would have been such a better show.
Yeah, I know, but
Exiles.
you won't get it till
You'll never get it, Dave.
Nah.
you'll have to wait another 10.
An
maybe 15
X-Men
years.
slider show would have been great. Exiles was a great book.
It was. I
Ah,
love
Dad Winnick, bro.
Morph is so good.
yeah, it's a bit of a downer if that's true.
Sorry. But yeah, like
Yeah.
the Star-Lord one, like all of them pretty much, except for Strange, the sequel is set
Yeah.
up.
And even with Strange, he's still there. Like
Yes.
he's not gone.
How did the Star-Lord one finish? The one where
Ego
Panthers-
got
Oh yeah,
Ego-
Ego,
Yeah.
yeah.
Goes to see
Yeah.
Quill.
Peter Quill, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot there.
Mm.
Oh, maybe Peter Quill become the Black Panther. That'd be good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'd be all over that.
That's cultural appropriation. It's not.
No,
DC.
I think it was
was
like a
Cosmic Panther.
what episode or something. You know,
Oh,
a
yeah,
what
yeah.
issue is like Black Panther joins the and takes his mask off and he's a South African white dude. And the rest of Avengers like, you're white? Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm from South Africa. And he's like, but you said you were African. He's like, yeah. And when they met, he was black. It was like a one-page story. It was freaking great.
Oh, it's so good.
Excellent.
That was Bendis.
Wow. Alrighty. Nitin,
Mm,
your film Flashback.
yeah, legend. I'd never seen it. I liked it.
It's great. Just the look of it.
Mm,
Yeah, visually.
like
man,
Tim
it's
Curry
Incredible.
Ah.
as the Lord of Darkness.
Satan.
Yeah. Well, it was very
That was a very Satan.
Yeah.
well, it was very
Yeah.
Christian-y, like some of the
Yes.
the themes, the stories, you know.
Well, just in
For a
general,
fantasy
it's
movie.
very European.
It was very
Like it just
European.
feels like never in story, very
Mhm.
German, very not
Oh, yeah.
American, not West.
Yeah. Well, the writer was a European dude.
Oh, for sure, you can see it in there.
hmm
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. And I was reading up on it. It was like apparently it had 3 different endings, which
Mm.
Oh.
we got the European one.
Oh,
But there was a
Oh.
director's cut where she wakes up and then he tries to tell that it was all a dream, and she
Yeah.
sort of doesn't believe it. But then they end up basically just being friends instead of,
Yep.
Oh.
hooking up. And
Poor bugger.
Mm.
I mean, he just seemed like he was,
More into Scientology.
yeah.
Mm.
And then there's the other one, which was the one we got, but had the ending had a laugh track, had the Lord of Darkness laughing over it,
Oh, okay.
like a stinger.
Mm.
And the one we got is just without the stinger.
Yeah.
But it was a good movie.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah, the
enjoyed
story's
it.
nice and simple. But
Which,
it's the look of the movie is what really wins me over.
yeah.
It's so dark.
For its time, too.
Yeah.
And reading up on, more reading up on it. Like it was supposed to be longer, but it got cut, kept getting cut shorter and shorter. People, there was more
Oh, well,
side plots and everything involved.
it's mid 80s. Could you
Mhm.
imagine showing this to your test screenings in like Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Bro,
It ain't going over, right?
people didn't like Return to Oz.
Yeah.
Man,
That little kid, so creepy.
Yeah, because yeah.
Because he's like a 30-year-old man.
yes.
So
Ralph
creepy.
Macchio.
I couldn't believe it.
So weird.
Some kind of little person.
Some weird little person. Just
And
But
it's
he was
like,
great.
and this is Miyasara before Ferris Bueller's, because Ferris Bueller came out a year after.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
big
That
fan.
outfit at the end. Holy
Oh.
moly.
Oh, that yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
I'd say if you would, from the start, if you're only listening to it, it sounded almost borderline porno.
Dave.
Is that what your neighbor said, Dave?
But
Dave.
she's going through.
Keep
She's
going,
gone
Dave. I
through
wanna
the
hear this.
She's
He's
gone
an
through the
expert.
forest, and she's like, Jack. Like she's not screaming like.
The insights of Dave. I love it.
And then later on, like they have this dialogue. I gotta hear. Wait, hold on. I gotta
He
hear.
planned ahead his crazy talk.
Yes. Yeah. So basically, now teach me rabbit like you promised, and then
I
there's
quit
another one
this
where it's like,
podcast.
not today. Why not? Because there's something really special I've been promising to show you. Jack, do you mean it? Only if it pleases you, Lily. You know, like, oh, it pleases me.
Hey,
more than
you're a
anything.
weird dude.
You're a strange dude.
Come on, man.
Guys, we need this lockdown to end so Dave can get out. Maybe not near any playgrounds, but just so Dave can get out and mingle again.
Like,
Please.
I don't. Anyone else thought about but you, Dave?
Nobody.
No,
Nobody.
Dave. No one else thought. I was thinking of a lot of different things when she was on screen.
Seriously,
but that's not what I was thinking.
Listen to her again when she's like,
No,
calling
I shan't
Jack
be
really
No,
watching
no,
it.
no.
You can close your eyes and think
It's a
about
bit-
anything.
Ah.
Hmm.
All I was thinking was like, why didn't he make a goddamn He-Man movie at the time? Oh,
Oh yeah.
oh,
Just
Why
tone.
didn't he put some pants on? Was what I was thinking for, especially when he got
Yeah.
his
he's got a
gold little
chainmail.
robe.
Yeah.
That was so
He's
weird.
Link. He's Link. Link doesn't wear
He
pants.
was, yeah. And near the end, I nearly saw the, little Tom and the Cruisers. It was, it was a weird movie, dude. I had never seen it before myself. I did like the bit in the swamp when the thing came up. You could see the what she was attached to
Yeah.
in the back corner. You could see the wooden frame that she was attached to. What was he? He was a jungle boy
Yeah.
or a forest boy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
What does that entail? Like
Oh,
was
he's human, is he not?
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
human, yeah, because I
Yes.
read that in what it was, but he has a attunement to nature or something like that. That's the only bit I couldn't understand. Like he just lives in the forest.
Mm.
Like he doesn't.
That's what
have-
I just gathered.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Okay.
Just Tarzan.
The
I like
art.
to
Link.
think she got like struck by lightning, or he suffered hypothermia, and it was all a dream.
Because that's not a cliche, annoying ending.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Well, if one of
The-
the endings is like the Satan like laughing over, then
The makeup department with the pig dude and
Mm.
Yeah.
the goblin. Yeah, there was a bit way too much overacting, but the outfits and everything like that was phenomenal. And at the end, that big fat pig thing,
Mm.
the guards, that was, if you're a kid, that's some good stuff for nightmares, man. That was really
Oh
good.
yeah.
It was it was a movie.
If I saw this as a kid, I would have really liked it as a kid.
Hmm?
So it just
Yeah.
it seems like
Yeah, I did that.
it's sort of maybe
Yeah, I
not
would have
as,
enjoyed it a lot more as a kid, I think.
not as good as Willow, but along the same.
Not as fun as Willow.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's the main. Like Willow's
Mhm.
more traditional.
Oh
I love Willow.
Mm.
I love
I haven't
Willow
seen
more than
Willow.
this. You never see Willow?
I've
no.
never seen Willow
God
either.
damn. Oh, what?
Yeah. Well, after watching the Val doco the other day, I went, shit, I need to watch Willow.
Yeah, Willow's great.
Especially with Warwick Davis in it.
Yeah.
It's on my short list of things, but if you want to go and watch it, or we can.
I don't want to ruin it. If someone's picked down the track, that's fine.
Mhm.
Yeah, but Tim Curry, his
Oh,
role,
man.
the voice,
How great is
He's
the
the best.
horns, the lot, he just
How's he-
unreal.
Crazy neck problems from that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mid 80s to give that much acting under that much prosthetics, amazing.
And for it to look that good, like the hands didn't look
Yeah.
crappy and rubbery.
Mhm.
They looked they looked real. They looked
Yeah.
not real. You know what I mean? They looked like
Yes,
a real
yes,
bloody
yes.
demon. Yeah, it was freaky because that's the only other thing I'd ever seen was the statue and stuff you had back in the day and some figures in previews, and never actually went, oh, I wonder what that's actually from. But yeah, crazy performance.
Mm.
Yeah,
He gives the performance every single time, though.
does,
It's
yeah,
Tim
he
Curry.
does.
He's
Yes.
the
even
best.
Home Alone 2.
See those Command and Conquer games as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
FMV, when you had the freaking live action actors in your video game.
Yes.
Who was the blonde chick that used to do that in Command and Conquer?
Oh,
I
Anyway,
think it was a chick from House, wasn't it? Jennifer Morrison? I think.
No.
anyway.
I think she did one of them though. She did one.
Anyone else got anything left to say about Legend?
No, it's good. I
Yeah,
liked it.
it's good.
Yeah.
Ratings.
Ratings?
Better than Short Circuit.
Different
Yeah.
short circuit.
I'd say
I-
better.
I'd
I
say
rate
it's
it
a lot
higher than
better.
Short Circuit.
A lot
Okay.
higher.
I'll give it 7.
7.5.
Yeah, go 7.5.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go 6.5. Yeah, 6.5.
Yeah, I'm on Fomi, 6.5.
It's gonna be a 6, but then Tim Curry and Sloan. So yeah.
Alrighty. Who's next?
Me.
Hey.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yes.
And a movie I cannot believe you have not seen, Dylan, and I'm so excited for you to watch this movie. Spinal Tap is one of my top 10 movies of all time. I've watched this movie. I don't know how many times I watched this movie. So many bloody times, and you just get more out of it every time. So it is a mockumentary around a band called Spinal Tap from Britain. They, look. It's a lot of it's been taken. I'm going to give some trivia and stuff next week, but a lot of it's been taken off the band Wasp and some later Black Sabbath touring stuff and different things like that. There's been bands that have watched it and said that was our whole career. There's been people that watched it go and people seen stuff in our dressing rooms because they're like, how do they know this stuff? It is just so over the top. It's so dumb. You make sure you watch into the credits because the movie continues on into the credits. Rob Reiner as what's his name?
Marty
Marty
DeBerge.
Yes.
DeBerge. And Fran Drescher, notable. Billy Crystal, notable.
A lot of some good cameos in there from people
Awesome
just
cameos.
starting out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Harry Shearer, Simpsons voice actor,
yeah. We'll talk more about it next week. But yeah,
Chris
Spinal
Guest.
Tap. And then if you do like that style of comedy, we can then introduce you to some others in regards of Waiting for Guffman and Best in Show. And then there's even some Netflix stuff like mascots and stuff as well. Like, yeah, so
Well, it basically invented the genre pretty much, right?
Mhm.
essentially, yeah.
You know,
It's there's so much ad-lib,
Everybody's ripped
so
it off.
a lot of the way the style of movie works is there is an outline of the story, but it's then just go ad lib and a few different takes, and you just say what you feel. It's
Yeah,
and they just let it roll.
improv.
It's just
Oh.
improv as.
Because
Um,
most of the actors are from improv backgrounds, and
Mhm.
so they're used to doing that.
The album titles, the band members, the keyboardist Viv, yeah. And look, it's weird too because you might not get it as much out of it as you think you're going to get the first, but the second and third time you watch this film is where you really start to go, oh, how did I miss that? And there's just so many extra bits. And make sure you watch it in doubly. If you don't, you're going to really miss out. But yeah, Spinal Tap.
Go.
Bring it on.
Excellent.
What's wrong with being sexy? You'll see, Dale. You'll see. So yeah, can't wait for next week.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I believe that about wraps it up.
Oh, do you think so?
Yes.
Mhm.
Thank you for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe.
The Scrub.
Subscribe.
I've been saying that every episode.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
says
subscribe.
subscribe. Subscribe.
The Scrubs.
Tell a friend, and then they can tell a friend, and so on.
That's
and
it.
So on.
Word of wisdom, Dave. Yes, you got something to say?
Please, Dave.
Nothing's going to top your last one.
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Bye.
See you next
Press
week.
the stop button.